Part 1. Jack Wants to Learn. Jack is a young boy who lives in New York City. He is 15 years old and loves to try new things. One afternoon, he watches a video about Paris. He sees the Eiffel Tower and people speaking French. He thinks, French sounds beautiful. I want to learn it. At dinner, he tells his dad about his new idea. His dad smiles and says, That's a cool goal, Jack. Jack feels excited and ready to start learning. The next day, he goes to the bookstore near his school. He finds a book called Easy French for Beginners. He opens the first page and starts reading out loud. The first word he learns is bonjour, which means hello. He repeats it a few times until it feels natural. Jack walks home and greets his mom with bonjour. His mom laughs and says, Very nice, Jack. Jack is proud and wants to learn more every day. Part 2. Jack's First Lesson. Jack starts reading the book every morning before school. He learns simple words like merci for thank you. He writes the new words in a small notebook. At school, he shows his notebook to his best friend, Mike. Mike says, Are you really learning French? Jack nods and says, Yeah, it's fun and interesting. Mike says, Maybe I'll learn with you. Jack smiles and says, Cool, let's do it together. After school, they go to the library to find more books. They find a children's French story with pictures. They read it slowly, trying to understand each word. Jack points to a picture and says, This is a cat, une chat. Mike repeats, une chat, that's easy. They practice 10 new words before going home. Jack feels good about his progress. He can't wait for the next day to learn more. Part 3. Learning with Fun. Jack makes flashcards with French words on them. On one side, he writes the English word. On the other side, he writes the French word. He uses colorful pens to make them look fun. He and Mike play a game with the flashcards. They take turns guessing the words. If they get it right, they get a point. Jack says, This is better than video games. Mike laughs and says, And we're learning too. Jack's mom watches them and feels proud. She brings them snacks and says, Keep going, boys. Jack teaches her how to say thank you in French. She says merci with a big smile. Now the whole family wants to learn a little French. Jack puts the flashcards on the fridge for everyone. Learning becomes part of their daily life. Part 4. Jack meets a new friend. One Saturday, Jack goes to the park with his dog. He sits on a bench and reads his French book. A boy about his age sits next to him. The boy looks at Jack's book and smiles. Are you learning French? He asks. Jack says, Yes. Do you know French? The boy says, I'm from Canada. I speak French at home. Jack is surprised and says, That's so cool. The boy's name is Leo, and he lives nearby. Leo says, I can help you practice if you want. Jack says, Really, that would be awesome. They start talking and teaching each other words. Leo teaches Jack how to say, My name is Jack. Jack practices the sentence with a French accent. They become friends and plan to meet every weekend. Jack is happy to have a French-speaking friend now. Part 5. A Small Challenge. One day, Jack feels tired and doesn't want to study. He says, Maybe I need a break from French. He watches TV and plays video games instead, but after a while, he feels bored and lazy. He remembers how fun it was to learn with Mike and Leo. He picks up his notebook and reviews the old words. He forgets some and gets a little sad. But he says, That's okay. I'll just review more. He studies for 20 minutes and feels better. The next day, he tells Mike about it. Mike says, It's okay to rest, but don't give up. Jack nods and says, I won't. I want to get better. He learns a new sentence. Je suis fatigué. I am tired. He laughs and says, That's me yesterday. They both laugh and continue studying together. Jack learns that small breaks are okay sometimes. Part 6. Jack tries to speak. Jack wants to try speaking full sentences in French. He writes a short paragraph about himself. He says, Bonjour, je m'appelle Jack. J'ai 15 ans. It means, Hello, my name is Jack. I am 15 years old. He reads it to his mom and dad. They clap and say, Great job, Jack. Jack records his voice and listens to it. He corrects small mistakes in his pronunciation. He sends the recording to Leo for feedback. Leo says, "You sound really good. Just slow down a bit." Jack thanks him and keeps practicing more. He starts talking to himself in French at home. He says simple things like, "I am hungry," or "It's cold." His little sister copies him and laughs. Jack is happy that French is part of his life now. He feels more confident every day. Part 7. A French Cafe Day. Jack's class visits a French-style cafe for a school trip. The menu is in French with English under each item. Jack is excited to read the French words aloud. He orders a croissant and says, "Un croissant, s'il vous plaît." The waiter smiles and replies in French. Jack doesn't understand everything but smiles back. Mike tries to order hot chocolate. Chocolate chaud. They both laugh when he says it a bit wrong. Jack says, "It's okay. We're learning." They eat and try to talk only in French. Jack teaches a few classmates simple greetings. The teacher says, "You're doing great, Jack." He feels proud of how far he's come. At home, he tells his family about the cafe. They say, "Next time, take us too." Jack says, "Only if you say bonjour first." Part 8. Preparing for a contest. Jack learns about a school contest for language learners. He wants to join and speak French in front of others. He feels nervous but excited. Leo helps him write a short speech in French. Mike helps him practice every day after school. Jack stands in front of a mirror to rehearse. He works on speaking slowly and clearly. He learns to say, "I like French because it's fun." He says, "J'aime le français parce que c'est amusant." He repeats the full speech many times. The night before the contest, he can't sleep. He keeps saying the lines in his head. His mom says, "You've practiced enough. Just do your best." Jack nods and takes a deep breath. He is ready for the big day. French is no longer just a class, it's his passion. Part 9. The Big Day. Jack stands on the school stage with a microphone. The room is full of students, teachers, and parents. He sees Mike and Leo in the crowd. Jack begins his speech. "Bonjour tout le monde." He speaks clearly, slowly, and with a big smile. People listen closely as he talks in French. He says every line just like he practiced. When he finishes, the crowd claps loudly. Jack feels so proud and happy. The teacher gives him a certificate for best effort. He thanks Leo and Mike for helping him. Later, Leo says, "You did great. I'm impressed." Jack says, "Merci. I couldn't do it without you guys." That night, Jack puts the certificate on his wall. He says, "This is just the beginning." He dreams of visiting France one day. Part 10. A New Goal. Now that Jack can speak some French, he wants more. He downloads an app to keep learning new words. He starts listening to French songs and podcasts. He watches cartoons in French with English subtitles. Leo gives him a book with short French stories. Jack reads one page every night before bed. His sister joins him sometimes and learns too. Jack's world feels bigger now. He can say things in 2 languages. He teaches French words to friends at school. He even writes a letter to a student in France. They become pen pals and write every week. Jack's confidence grows day by day. He smiles and says, "French is part of my life now." He knows learning never really ends, and he's excited for every step ahead.